Okay, welcome back to another episode of the Day After Podcast.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
They would respond if they could. They're probably
They
saying that
can
they're having a
respond.
great day. They can, yeah. Let us know in the comments how you're doing.
Exactly.
But what we're doing today is we're doing kind of a sequel from one of our season one brand deal with old school versus new school. But there's been a lot of talk recently about a middle school kind of being in there as well. That there's kind of three layers to the brand to Survivor in terms of the legacy. So
I
we're
agree.
doing old school versus middle school versus new school.
Yeah. And it's cool because we get to cover more territory because, there is even like things like, some people are like, oh, the idol age where, idols were introduced and like that. And,
Mhm.
we're definitely in new school is more twisty. And old school was definitely a lot more about the adventure in total.
Mhm.
So like each one does definitely have their kind of style. You do see like the little eras.
Yeah, exactly. So let me, I guess, tell everyone what the kind of guidelines for the eras are. Old school is specifically the first season all the way to the 13th season, which is right before the idol that we now know of today has become into effect. That's kind of where we started the middle school era, is in season 14 with Fiji. And that goes all the way to season 27, Blood versus Water, because 28 is really what we would consider new school era in Cagayan. Like that is
Yeah,
where the modern game of Survivor is kind of started.
a whole lot more twist and
Mhm.
a lot more tribe swaps than usual.
Yes, yeah. And yeah, just they also started to lean a lot more into, fans kind of being on the show a lot more too, like people who have studied the game. They kind of wanted them to really come on and, showcase their stuff. Before you'd only get it
Also,
with the occasional person like a Todd Herzog or something.
yeah. And then you also kind of see a bit more of the themes, like,
Mhm.
they stopped using like, oh, Panama, or granted, they all kind of like kept it in Fiji for the most part,
Mhm.
but like, you know, you see that as well, where, like for Game Changers, some people don't even know that it has a secondary name.
Mhm.
It starts with an M. I mean,
Yeah, it's Manamuka or something like that.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Um, but yeah, also aspect ratio is another thing that kind of defines, one looks like Zack Snyder's cut, and then the other looks like, everything else.
Yeah. uh,
All right, so
yeah. So how we also divided this is we each chose three people for each of the tribes, for three people for old school, three for new middle school, three for new school. So we'll do what we do. Whenever it gets to one of our people that we chose, we'll obviously go in and talk about it.
yeah, all right, let's do
Okay.
it.
I guess I started off here with the first two old school people. Actually, we got Colleen Haskell from Survivor Borneo first season. Um,
All right.
Known for her relationship with Greg Buis, and also for being the last member of that tribe that just got yeah, pagonged, just like their name. So yeah, I
Yeah.
think she was very likable.
Oh, of course. I feel
Yeah.
like she is like, she does like, short hair. She does have like a pixie vibe, and she was like the youngest like girl out there.
Mhm.
And so like, and a show that's like, back then you had to be 21 and up in order to join, like it gave some people, especially like the younger people, like a chance to like root for someone that's closer to their age range,
Mhm.
um, because kids tend to like the younger contestants a bit more than, some of the olders.
Yeah, yeah. Unless you have like a Janet Carbon out there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then, she brought some like, I wouldn't say like, she brought some like sarcastic humor, like the whole thing with like Greg. It's like they joke about it where it's like, oh yeah, we're the young, attractive people out here, so obviously we're going to date. And like I kind of love how they joke about it throughout.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, when I was choosing, I felt like I had to pick someone from Borneo to come back, and I feel like a lot of my lists you'll see are a lot of people who haven't actually been on Brand Steel more than like once.
Yeah,
I really went for people who we haven't used yet. I wanted this for at least my end to feel a lot more like a true new generation of players coming into our Brand Steel.
I agree.
Mhm.
I brought a few familiar faces, but also some that we have not seen. We'll get to them in a sec. But
Yeah.
yeah, Colleen is a great addition. I mean, she's an OG. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Okay, now let's move on to Courtney Merritt, the the wild, crazy perfect girl from Panama.
The original Fire Lady.
Yeah, yeah, we have firecracker if you want to call. Yeah, I mean, she was a great television. I really love that tribe from Panama. I think that's it's one of the few pagongings that happen actually in that season where I was okay with that side pagonging the other side because I just that like they had Courtney, Cerie, Shane, Aris, Danielle. Like it was a great like combination of people.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Oh yeah.
but yeah, Courtney is definitely one of those like just great characters. It's surprising she hasn't come back. Like it seems like she should have come back at this point.
Yeah. I mean, she was a lot of fun on the show. I don't know why. I guess like maybe due to lack of interest on her part for coming
Yeah,
back. I know Colleen as well. She didn't really want to come back for anything. Like
yeah, yeah. She's
they
been asked, I believe.
yeah, they originally were going to bring her back for Heroes versus Villains, but when they were making the list, they like list out all the people they wanted to bring back, and then when they were slashing everyone, they were like, Colleen's not going to say it, so we might as well just slash her out of the running for that.
Mhm.
I don't know, but I feel Courtney. Yeah, I feel Courtney is definitely like. I guess like it's another thing too where because obviously humans age unless you're Paul Rudd, which we're filming this during his birthday, so happy
Yeah,
first birthday, I guess.
happy birthday, Paul Rudd.
But she does definitely have like a youthful spirit in here. I mean, she was on the young lady tribe when they divvied it up, but like it'll be interesting to see what she looks like these days.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's yeah, because I haven't really seen her since Panama. I can't really think of was she at the 20th anniversary reunion? I mean, for Heroes vs Villains.
I'm not sure. I was only on the outside looking in, or like the
Yeah.
outside, kind of like creaking my neck to try and look.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder if she attended that. I know that there's a lot of survivors who wanted to try to come back onto Survivor, go into those kind of things because they're always just like, hey, remember me? I'm still interested.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, better than that, she's on her brand steel.
Yep. Yep.
All right. Next up, we got Jarvis Peterson. Um, he is someone where it's kind of funny. My first introduction was for in Blood versus Water, and then I went back to watch the original season of Borneo, and I still thought he was pretty cool.
Mhm.
I'd say like, granted, like when you rewatch or when you watch something for the first time and you already kind of know the winner, things like that, you kind of like know. Um,
Mhm.
because obviously first season of Survivor, everyone kind of like knows what happens.
Yeah, everyone knew Richard Hatch actually. Like I went in knowing Richard Hatch won that season. Like it's just
Yeah,
he's a legend in that regard.
exactly. And Jarvis was one where I was like, I'm gonna roof. I hope he goes further in the game. Like I know he's not going to win unless I just spontaneously entered into an alternate dimension.
Yeah.
But you know, um, he was fun. I liked him in the original cast, and when they brought him back, it was also great seeing him. I think he's a great OG player.
Definitely, definitely. I knew that you were going to bring back someone from Blood versus Water, as it's been established as one of your favorite seasons of Survivor.
Yeah, yeah, and it's not even on purpose either.
Uh-huh.
Like I was like, all right, I want an old schooler, maybe from kind of like you were thinking Borneo, and I'm like, we haven't used Jarvis yet, and
Yeah,
so boom. So yeah, I'm interested to see. Hopefully, he makes it a little further this time around too.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, next up we have Kathy O'Brien, and she was in Marquesas, and
Marquesas.
she was also in All Stars.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting her like story arc through Marquesas, mostly because she started out kind of like as an outsider, and
Mm-hmm.
then making it to like the final three and just missing it.
Yeah.
Honestly, it is debated whether or not she wins that season if she doesn't get voted out.
Oh,
Most,
I think she does. I think she definitely wins. I think no matter who she was up against, I think she would have won the season.
I think so. I mean, Vesepia, yeah, she's a very good sleeper, but especially back then with I think her game was a little bit more admirable
Yeah.
overall. And granted, she was one of the contestants that was kind of pushed to the side in All Stars. She was like there.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
but
it's interesting because she's in that kind of beef with the Boston Rob and Lex kind of stuff. Like she's there as well and like trying to like be there, but like you're really just focusing on Rob and Lex. Like you
yeah,
don't you
yeah.
kind of forget that Kathy is also there.
Like legit, when I was rewatching, granted I watched All Stars before I saw Marquesas back when I initially watched everything. Kathy was one person I forgot was actually on that season. Like I could
Mhm,
pretty much remember everyone else.
mhm.
And I'm like, oh, they were in this. Oh, they were in this. Kathy was like one of the people where in All Stars she didn't really shine too much.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
her game in like Marquesas, is probably one of the best old school ones.
Yeah. She's also the only one on this old school tribe that was in the first All Stars. So
Mm-hmm.
she's got a little bit of weight going in
Cred
that
there,
way. Yeah.
some street cred.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, well, I mean beach cred because there are no streets on.
Island, yeah, island cred.
I don't know. I like beach cred. Let's make that a thing.
Yeah.
Beach cred.
You just go to Santa Monica and just go beach cred to random people.
I will. I will.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Next up is the person I'm just gonna say I'm rooting for most out of everyone on the season, and that is
Yeah.
Rafe Judkin from Guatemala. Um, he I really think he just like Kathy, he wins in any situation except for if Danny wins final immunity. I think if Stephanie wins final immunity, she takes Rafe and Rafe wins in the final two. I think if he wins, he takes this Stephanie and wins still.
Honestly, Guatemala would have ranked a lot higher for me if Rafe would have won.
Yeah.
It was just Danny.
Yeah. Yeah. Remember also, I looked this up. Rafe wins 4 individual immunities this season.
Really?
Yeah. I completely forgot about that.
So he's a pretty solid player.
Yeah, yeah. He plays hard. I think he's a great character. I really think that he had a lot going for him.
Oh yeah, I think
Yeah.
part of the reason why I forgot that little fact is because his social game is pretty much
That's what you
on point.
remember. Yeah.
Yeah, that's his most memorable thing. Like, obviously, part of the reason why Danny didn't take him.
Mhm.
But yeah, he is definitely one of the highlights from Guatemala.
Yeah. He's another person I'm surprised didn't come back. Like I really think that there are some great people that were in that cast of Guatemala that they just never brought back. And I really am a huge advocate in if you don't have a lot of returning people from your season, it does hurt your season as it goes on. You keep going like, well, why aren't people coming back from that season? And then people kind of give it the bad look. But I really think Rafe needs to come back. I think if they do a second chance, he has to come back.
I agree.
He would be my probably number one person I'd vote for.
I agree. Well, I mean, maybe not number one. I would have to see the list, but I would probably make sure there's a spot for him on there. All right.
Definitely in terms of old school players, he's my guy up there.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Speaking of old school players, we got Yo Kwan, Cook Islands being the final one in old school. It's kind of funny how we have, Colleen and then we have Yule, and they're kind of like everyone's kind of sandwiched in.
Yeah.
But Yeah, he's definitely, especially for like old school where he's a little bit on that brink of like, the idol era.
Mhm.
He's an icon. I'm glad he did come back for Winners at War and all that stuff. Granted,
Mhm.
It does say, despite, like someone coming back, he is technically the last old schooler standing. So I think that also
Yeah.
gives him pretty good merit to be chosen.
Pretty good
Also,
Courtney Merritt.
oh yeah, Courtney Merritt. Uh, um, and yeah, I feel like it's also a thing where Yule hasn't really done too hot on our Brant Steels, and
Mhm.
you know, I want him to do good because, like, I'd say he's definitely one of my favorite old school winners.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he's come back a couple of times and not really.
Yeah,
I don't think he's made merge. I think he's been pre-merge every time.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's yeah, that does it for our old school. I think we got a pretty good lineup there.
yeah, yeah. I'm excited for
Yeah.
them.
Now let's move on to our middle school players.
All right, all right. So first up, we got the man, the myth, the dude with the bow tie.
Mhm.
We call him Rob Crowley. He is one of my favorite winners. And I was very shocked that I haven't used him more than once.
Yeah, I did check. You did use him in Hunger Games, but he goes out like super early.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Hunger Games is,
Yeah.
you
So
know,
we just don't count. I really only count the top 20 people to be on that season, like
yeah,
legit.
yeah. And, Bob is someone where I think he's underrated as a winner. Um, I think he kind of gets, it's like he doesn't get as much love. I mean, he gets love. He gets love for being underrated, you know?
Yeah, that's really all people say is like he's underrated. You should love him more.
I mean, he does win a decent amount of challenges
Gosh,
on his own.
it's hard for me to count that because there's just some of the worst challenge players on that season.
Well, I mean, it's also a thing where it's the first when you have like a season of first time players, not all of them are going to be gems.
Yeah.
An argument can be made with Colby,
I mean,
you know.
I think that there's only a few seasons that have as bad of challenge competitors as a Gabon. Like that's how low on a barrel it is. So you can't really just say, well, they're first time players because they make sure that they have good first time challenge players out there.
I mean, I
Except for
like
this
Bob.
one.
I like Bob. Yeah, I like him. He's awesome.
I'm gonna dunk on Gabon any chance I get. I don't think
And
it's good.
I'll return the favor with Guatemala, except I actually
Yep.
didn't. Boom. Bigger man. Even though saying that you're the bigger man and gloating about it doesn't actually make you the bigger
Yeah,
man.
that kind of makes us equal now.
I digress. But hopefully Bob does well on this.
Mm-hmm.
But
He
only
did
time.
very good on our first Survivor. Like he's been on our first one. This is now actually going to be finally the last person from our Survivor one to actually be on a proper second season.
Okay. Uh, well, nice guys sometimes do finish last.
Yeah.
So yeah. Now next up, when we're talking about middle school, we also have Brenda Lowe. Now, she was a crush of mine back when I first watched. And so, when I was like, uh, if I'm thinking of like players that haven't really gotten a lot of screen time since then, I do think like Brenda is one. Granted, she was a bit stubborn her first season. She had that little thing with Chase, and then she didn't want to like socialize when she was going home. She's like, no, no. But when she comes back for fans versus faves too, I think she does play a better game, and she gives one of the best moments in that season where it's like it's a screwed up position, but it led to like great entertainment value. The whole thing between her and Dawn,
Yeah.
during, like the challenge and the twist, and then also when that final tribal.
Where she has to take out her teeth.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see how she does this time around.
Yeah. She's been on our brand steals before. I don't think she's done as well either. Maybe she made the merge. I can't remember.
No, I don't remember her doing too hot.
Yeah, I know she's definitely not good enough to come back for one of our all-stars. So
I know she was in Hunger Games, or I feel like I chose her for Hunger Games.
Yeah,
but
I'm not sure. Yeah, there's a lot of people in Hunger Games. You could basically say that's almost any Survivor player, and they might actually be on there.
Probably.
Yeah. Okay. Let's now move on to someone who has been on our brand steal once before. Brain versus Brawn versus Beauty. We got Hayden Moss. I really like Hayden. I think he's one of my highlights for Blood versus Water personally. I think that he's a great player. Like usually when they bring in kind of a big brother kind of player into Survivor, they aren't there to play hard. Like they kind of are just like, I'm just going to socialize because that's all I had to do in Big Brother. But Hayden really does play hard. Like you can tell that he wants to be out there. He wants to win. He wants to, dig deep to try to make it further into the game. And yeah, I think that he's another person, one of the best kind of one-time players so far who hasn't, had a chance to come back in actual Survivor.
I definitely agree. He is one where led to a lot of great moments in that season. Helping with the blind side of Brad Culpepper, or the rocks thing, and even his battle back and all that stuff. Like he's a great guy. I'm glad him and Kat were dating. Kat, Kat wasn't around very long, but like it worked. Like I don't believe they're together anymore.
I don't think so.
But if one thing came out of that relationship, we got Hayden in Survivor. And it's going to be fun to see Hayden and Jarvis playing again.
Exactly.
I mean, they as we all know, this ain't Big Brother. We do things differently out here. That's another great moment from Blood versus Water. But so yeah, we have that little rivalry again.
I believe Jarvis did a thing for like Big Brother 2 or something where he was in there for like a day. They like brought in like 4 Survivor players into Big Brother for like a little bit. I know it was Jarvis and Sue, and unfortunately it was also Jeff Varner, and then someone else. I can't remember who. It might have been Elizabeth Hasselbeck.
I can see that. I
think it was her.
Yeah. I'm guessing this was like an older season too, because those are both.
Yeah, it was after season 2 of Survivor, like after it aired.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah. So just a little fun info there. But yeah, Hayden, I'm hoping that he does very good. I like him.
I think he'll do all right.
He made it. He got 7th place in our BBB season, so he's actually, hasn't done bad.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see. It's another 18-person season. So yeah.
Exactly. Okay. Next up, we got someone who surprisingly hasn't been on a brand steal yet. Like, I know that there are some people who really put this guy as one of their favorites in Survivor. And that's James Clements, the first guy to get voted out with 2 idols in his pockets.
Yeah.
He's a he looks like he is the size of a meat truck, and yet he has never won an individual immunity.
No. I mean, granted, 2 of those seasons he was on, one of the seasons he was on, he didn't make it that far.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know. I guess like
I think it's just he has so much muscle, but it's not like Survivor isn't about having the most muscle. It's especially like during middle school Survivor here, there's a lot more kind of like endurance challenges and about weights to how much muscle you have. Like that's how much they give you to like
yeah.
make it even. So it definitely wasn't the best time for him. I feel like if he came out nowadays, like back then, uh, he probably would have won some challenges because I think there's a lot more now that does help if you have very strong muscles.
I feel I feel new school Survivor. There's a lot of like endurance. There's a lot of balance.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a lot of like puzzles.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like it might be trickier. I mean, James, he's lovable, but I think he's a lot of he's definitely a lot of bronze and not so much brains.
Yeah,
And I don't mean that in an assaulting way. Like, his strength
I mean,
is,
he's a grave digger.
yeah.
He never had to really use his brain much in his life. It's just it's always been about his physical side.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean,
I think he's a great character. I think
he is.
he's
He's
an icon.
likable,
Yeah.
though, there are some times where he can be a bit much. He can be, he does have like a bad side to him. As we we do see that quite a bit, but overall, he's lovable,
Yeah.
despite all of that.
Yeah. I mean, in China, like when the other two, when PG and Jamie are like throwing the challenge, and you got James just being like, "Don't think about Sudoku, focus on that." Like, I mean, it's just great. It's like, oh, like I think we've all been there where we just see someone just doing something so stupid and so terribly that you just are like, oh, come on, really? Like they weren't even hiding it. Like James just knew full on what they were doing.
Yeah.
Um,
But it's
yeah,
going to be interesting to see how he places during this.
yeah,
Hopefully, he doesn't break his leg.
yeah,
This time.
yeah. That is.
I mean,
I mean, so far the only medevac we have is Aussie. And as long as your name isn't Aussie Lose, you're not going to get medevaced.
yeah. I mean, even if he break, because in real life, he's the person that's not necessarily been medevac twice, but had been medevac and then had another serious injury that kind of cost him to go home.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, so yeah, we'll see with
Yep,
Mr.
yep,
James.
yep.
All right, next up, we got Natalie White, very controversial winner,
She sure
and
is.
also in our Brant Steelverse, controversial runner-up. Because alongside Hayden, she was also on BBB, our BBB,
Mm-hmm.
and she came in second place. She did well in that season.
Mm-hmm.
Not too hot in the others, but I like Natalie White. She's I feel like seeing how this was the first Survivor season, I also watched all the way through. It was
Mm-hmm.
another like touch to bring her back as well,
Yeah.
personally. So yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see if she can actually do it this time.
I think
Because
I
she
think
was only
she's
one vote away from beating Amanda. Like it was
I
literally
think
if she
she
could have
has a
dissuaded
shot.
one person.
I think she definitely has a shot. Um, but we'll see. Time will tell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Next up, last person on the middle school tribe, we got Sabrina Thompson. And going into One World, it looks like Sabrina is going to have a lot of control into the game. Like she actually plays a very dominant pre-merge of One
Yeah,
World. Like you actually kind of don't realize that Kim is going to run the game in the pre-merge. She's like she's well insulated, but it doesn't look like she's running the game at that point. It looks like Sabrina has way more control. Like she's kind of got some sides in with the guys too, with Colton and all that stuff.
I agree.
Like it definitely looks like she's lining herself up to do well. And then the merge happens, and it just becomes the Kim Spradlin playing one of the best games ever.
Yeah,
And it's just kind of unfortunate that Sabrina happened to be playing against someone who played that dominant of a game. with her.
Yeah. I'm honestly surprised she wasn't brought back for second chance.
Yeah, she was on the ballots.
Like legit. I mean, granted, I voted for her, but like when you rewatch One World, it's not one of the. Not everyone enjoys that season. But like she is definitely one of the highlights. She's definitely like if Kim doesn't win, or if Kim isn't brought to the end, she's not in the final three. Sabrina definitely would have won.
Yeah.
Definitely, like, yeah, it still like baffles me to this day because I remember watching that and then I was like flabbergasted. Where I'm like, what?
It's definitely interesting because I actually think that Kim does bring some pretty good competition to the end. Unlike Boston Raw brought two clear goats to the end. I actually think Kim Spradlin brought Sabrina and Chelsea, which I think actually both played pretty good games. It's just it then looked like it was like Kim's game, but like smaller. Like that's really just kind of what it looked like.
I agree.
So that's why I know a lot of people definitely say Kim Spradlin plays the best game overall, like the best first time player performance ever, because she can really she brought good players to the end and still like destroyed.
I agree. So hopefully Sabrina has, I wouldn't say less competition, but she doesn't have to live in Kim's shadow for this time around.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's our middle school tribe. Next up, we got our new school tribe. So first up here, we got Baylor Wilson. Now, the reason I brought her is every Blood versus Water time they bring someone back, they always say, oh, you got hurt because you had to play with your loved one. But for some reason, whenever anyone talks about Baylor, they never say, oh, she had to play with her loved one. That costed her the spot. Like, but I really think that she kind of gets looked down upon because she has to play with her mom throughout the entire game. Like she gets kind of put into that like brat role because like she's playing with her mom. Like it became kind of hard for her at a certain points.
No, I kind of feel that. I mean, Ash, I feel like also it's coming off of the cusp of, Sierra Easton, famously, voted out her mom, things like that.
Yeah.
And it was a lot different this time around when it came to Blood versus Water, where, the couples were actually in control for the most part, like the loved ones were in control. And I feel like that was one thing where, because Missy was also kind of, I feel like they were on equal terms for the most part, but because, it's sometimes when an older person talks and a younger person talks, more often than not, you listen to the older person, and sometimes it's like,
exactly,
it takes away.
Yeah,
and I think
so people just kind of looked at Missy as kind of the more mature Baylor, and so Baylor just gets kind of pushed to the side there.
I mean, I guess it's also a thing because Missy also had a bit more of an interesting story in the sense of like someone who's been married 3 times, and like they do have like a strong relationship, but it does have a little damage because of that. But I think it's also because she did have a bit more of an easier time, where Baylor, since she was on one of the most losing tribes in Survivor history, she was a bit more worn down by it and everything, where Missy didn't really have to go at all. And, she had some like stuff left in the old gas tank for the merge.
Yeah. So yeah, that's mostly why I wanted to bring her. I wanted to bring someone who was from one of these Blood versus Water that played with their loved one, but hasn't really been there since, but still kind of has like like a negative rap because of that one season. So that's why I chose Baylor. Next up, we got one of my favorite Survivor players. She was great television. Really came into her own as the season progressed.
She definitely did. She definitely.
And that is Karishma Patel. I think Karisha's great. I really hope she gets the Applebee's trip this time around.
It'll be fun if she does. You know.
Yeah.
We've
I mean,
talked
we're
about
doing. Yeah, it's great.
we've talked about her a lot on this channel. I feel like, when she comes back when she eventually comes back to the show, if she wants, I think she would, because
Yeah, I know that she said when she started, like she didn't want to, but then it seems like as the months went on, she kind of been more like, yeah, I do it.
Because she starts to own it. And I feel like that was one of the things where, she wasn't owning her game. She was very whiny in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then, when she started to own it, a lot more people respected her. And I feel like the same way. And I mean, she has done, I think there was only one time where she did kind of bad, but like other than that, she's been doing decent overall.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I like Karishma. She plays the idol correctly, negating. I think she ties the record with Kelly Wentworth, right? With the amount of votes she negated. Or was it 7? I think it might have just. Yeah. It was 7, right?
I think it was 7.
Yeah. Yeah, because she gets 7th place and she did at final 8, so that would make sense.
Yeah.
That
sounds right.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I really think that she needs to come back if she wants to.
I think she should.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next up, we got someone who I was a little surprised when they brought her back for Game Changers. We have Michaela Bradshaw. Now, and by that I mean because she was great in Millennials versus Gen X. It was just because she was right before the merge and she was brought back literally the next season.
Yeah,
I was a little thrown off. I was glad because she's hilarious in Millennials versus Gen X.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what's interesting is that they picked her probably after she gets voted off. A little bit later, she's just like, "Hey, do you want to be in the next season?" Because it was only 2 weeks until they filmed next season, so they probably were already thinking just like, "Okay, who's gonna take our male and female spot of Game Changers?"
Yeah, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna be here any longer. Bye, Felicia." That's my favorite thing she does. Every travel cancel. Bye, Felicia. Bye, Felicia. Yeah, and then she actually does way better in the next time around too in Millennials. I mean, in Game Changers. Literally going up or going 14-7. Having her score I just found it kind of funny, mostly because in a numbers sense. But she has a lot of good moments, and she holds her own against some of these legends. Even though the whole thing with her not noticing an advantage, and she was sprawling on it, her arms hanging down and everything, and didn't notice, and then getting voted out by the same advantage. It was funny. But I like her. And I definitely think she's one of the most funny contestants. So that's part of the reason why I chose her.
Yeah, nice. I think Michaela has a lot of upside to her as well. I think she's a great player, great character too. It's weird because I didn't think she was a great character in MVGX. I actually kind of was like she was okay. She had that one moment when she gets voted out, but that's about it. But in Game Changers, she definitely came into her own as a character. Yeah. Okay, and now I just want to preface, I really think in our new school tribe, these next 3 are going to be teaming up quite a lot. I feel like there's a lot of chemistry that can happen with these next 3.
I can see it.
Yeah. So next up, we got Ron Clark, the teacher, who ends up wanting to go into Edge of Extinction as the villain of the season.
That was a little bit of a shock, or not a shock. That was a little bit of I didn't see that coming.
I mean, I loved it. I think that he was a great villain. I think that he sets the stage for Rick Devens so well by giving him that fake advantage that it makes Rick, play it. Even though Rick has an actual idol is going to play it anyways. I really think that it makes Rick seem more like a hero. Like I think Ron Clark is that villain that makes Rick Devens the hero come into full bloom.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was definitely taking charge
Yeah.
especially for someone who did not, go to tribal council during the pre-merge.
Mm-hmm.
And, like he definitely, plays that thing. And I feel like he's also a heel because other than just Rick Devens, he was targeting a lot of the players, like the returnees. And it's like, no, we love our returnees. That's why they're here.
Yeah.
And so, like, definitely like a good heel for the season as a result.
Yeah, he definitely I mean his ego kind of gets to him because when he gets the loved ones, he literally is telling his loved one in front of basically everyone. Like if anyone's just kind of paying attention to him, they're gonna hear him basically saying that he's running this game.
Yeah.
Which isn't the best.
No.
But yeah, and I mean I actually really like that episode. That like it's surprisingly one of the few family visit episodes I really liked because you kind of get to see the fall of Ron Clark in that episode.
Yes, you definitely do.
Mhm.
But well, let's see if he's learned his lesson this time around.
Uh-huh.
All right, next up, we got someone who's only been on one of our brand steals. And then he fell just a little bit short of the merge. And we got the man with the heart beating out of his chest, quite literally, Ryan Ulrich. I like Ryan, not just because he and I share the same name, but also because, I like his kind of like style of like, oh yeah, he's definitely a big underdog of that season. And, yeah, I think those are some good reasons to bring him.
Yeah, it's good because he is our HHH representative. We're using the HHH simulator. It's kind of in tradition. We haven't really established it, but we usually have someone from the simulator,
Yeah.
who was originally on that season do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel definitely going into it, I was rooting for Ryan, and he plays a pretty solid game.
Yeah, I thought Ryan was going to go out so early going into HHH. Like he just looked like he was going to play so hard that he was just going to play himself out of the game, like a Jacob Derwin kind of sense. Even though that this was before then.
Well, I mean, Jacob Derwin is a little bit more ditzy. Ryan has a good head on his shoulders.
No, I love Jacob Derwin. He was like the Seth Rogen of Survivor.
Yes. But Ryan does pretty solid for his one time out, and I hope they bring him back.
Yeah, definitely.
Until then, we have him here in the New School Tribe.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And last, but certainly not least, we have Ty Trang. Now, Ty was another person that I'm surprised we never brought.
Yeah, I know, right? I was just thinking, like, it seems like we should have brought him, but I don't think we have.
No. But now that just goes to show there are so many great contestants of Survivor that we couldn't even fit into our first series.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, it's making the series too. We have a lot new names and faces and stuff. I've been compiling my list already for the next All Stars, like seeing who I really think was really good in each season. And I think most of them are, it's the first, newbies.
Nice. And this newbie, I know we all associate idol hunters with, Ben and Russell Hands, but Ty is finding two idols the same episode. Not even like, like, oh, it was like at the very beginning of one and then the very end of the other. Legit, like, for one day after tribal, boom, finds the first one, and then one night, and then literally the next day tribe swap, oh, there's going to be another idol hidden, and boom,
Yeah.
has it. And then, we'll just casually find more.
Mhm. Yeah.
He's very, very well known for that, climbing trees,
Yeah.
scavenging around.
Yeah, we really did need an idol hunter in the new school. Someone
Yeah.
who has a track record for finding idols easily.
And since we've never used Tide before, I think that's a perfect fit for him.
Yeah, it's a
Um,
good opportunity here.
just hopefully this team doesn't win any chickens.
Mm.
Otherwise, he's just gonna, you know, let his
Yeah.
teammates starve. No,
Yeah.
mark the chicken.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So that does it for our new school tribe. So who are you rooting for on each tribe?
All right, for old school, I'm gonna have to say Jarvis,
Mhm.
um, because like I feel like since he's from the original season, we haven't really seen him on here, and I'm like also Blood versus Water. So yeah, I'm
Uh-huh.
definitely gonna choose him for old school. How about you?
I'm going for Rafe. Rafe is my big person here from old school. Yet again, I said it at the beginning. I think he is my number one out of everyone.
I like I said, I think he's very, very solid from that season.
Yeah.
And I'd say out of your picks, he's probably number one as well.
Mhm.
All right. For middle school, I might have to say Natalie White, but a close second is Sabrina.
Uh-huh.
I was actually considering bringing Sabrina, but I was going to be like, I'm going to let Joe pick first and then I'll see from there.
Mhm.
And then when he brought Sabrina, I'm like, oh, it's cool. So we both kind
Yeah.
of agreed that Sabrina should be on this season.
Exactly.
So yeah, I'd say it's Natalie White, and then close second is Sabrina.
Yeah. Um, I'm probably gonna say James, and if I my second would definitely be Sabrina. I think she's also just right down there. I mean, I want to see Bob do really well too. Like, I gotta say,
Same.
I really like this middle school tribe. I think that
It's a
this is
nice
a
guy.
very strong, very like just I'm having trouble seeing them go to tribal. Like, I think that they're
It's
gonna
gonna
win
be
a lot of
hard.
challenges.
It's gonna be hard. It is a very well composed team.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah. And then out of new school, I gotta say it's either Ty or Ryan.
Mhm.
Maybe Ty a little bit more.
Mhm. Yeah. I think you probably know who I'm going to say who I'm rooting for here. It's Karishma.
Yeah, yeah.
It's always going to be Karishma.
If she goes far and she wins this thing, I will clap. I will, be like, good
Yeah.
job, good job,
Yeah. She's going to get $1 million worth of Applebee's.
bruh. I can't even fathom how much food that would actually be.
It's a lot. It would feed you for years.
Well, I mean, yeah,
For
$1 million.
literal years. You could eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
Okay, let's jump into this then.
Alrighty.
Okay. So middle school wins reward, just like how we thought they're going to be great at
Yeah.
challenges here.
Nice.
They win a fire making kit, and old school wins reward. They win Flint. So new school is on their own in this regard.
All right. It's weird because it should be, this should be their thing.
Yeah. Old school, the idol is hidden, and there are no alliances going on. Also, they're building the shelter. They don't care
Yeah.
about anything else right now.
Who needs alliances?
Same with the middle school. They are just building shelter. They are still doing, middle school things. Is new school going to do what new school players do? They are not. They
Nope.
are also going to just build their shelter.
That was short.
um. Okay, but new school wins immunity.
Yay.
They are going to stay around a little longer, and
Is it middle
middle
school?
school wins immunity.
Nice.
So
That
old
means,
school.
are we going to see a begonging of old school? That would be fucked.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Rafe
sweet. No,
Judkin has found the hidden immunity idol.
I dig this.
Oh my gosh.
Very clutch.
He really needed this, I think. I think this is going to be great. He's going to. Oh, I'm now so excited to see him having this. Okay. Courtney and Kathy bond slightly.
They're blonde.
Yeah. That's the reason they're bonding over their blonde.
Yes. And then Rafe.
Rafe has a major meltdown. He found the idol and he's freaking out. He doesn't know how to contain himself.
Maybe it's an act. It's something to like, throw them off
on him. He wants to get votes on the first tribal.
I mean, I don't know if the simulator does this, but the super idol that's given at the very first, they would have said something if that was the case, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I believe so.
Oh well.
Yeah, I don't see anything of it. Okay, so the middle school hidden immunity idol is currently hidden. Hayden and Natalie bond slightly.
For being beautiful people from the beauty tribe.
Yeah, the BBB connection.
Mm-hmm.
And Sabrina has a major meltdown.
Why? You're doing good. You're sitting pretty.
She's like, oh, I don't have Kim out here now. what am I supposed to do?
That's a good thing.
And then our first alliance between Bob and Brenda form. I can see this being an alliance.
Yeah.
We also have Hayden and Natalie forming their alliance.
Makes sense.
Yeah, the BBB alliance.
The beauty alliance.
Yeah. Okay, so that's that. So middle school's got some alliances. Old school still doesn't have anything. They're going into it basically blind.
Yeah.
Idol is currently hidden. Ron and Ty bond slightly.
Aw, yay.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And the new alliance here of Michaela, Ron, and Ty.
Low-key, you called it. I mean, Ryan's not in it, but you kind of called
Ron
and Ty working together, and they brought up
that's true.
Michaela in there.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, so old school going to tribal and has done no bonding really. Like there's not as much going on here. I mean, Rafe's got the idol, but
all right, so I don't really know. I mean, Courtney and Kathy have, an alliance, or not even alliance. They just bonded a little bit.
Yeah, does that mean anything?
There's not too much to go off of.
Yeah. Gosh, it could be anyone. I think it really could be anyone.
I agree, but if I'm just gonna shoot in the dark, I'm gonna say Colleen.
I was gonna lean towards Colleen as well.
Don't you mean Colleen towards?
No, that was awful.
I'm gonna be an awesome dad with these dad jokes. Just Lucario Wayne just being like rolling his eyes, or her eyes, or their eyes.
Oh, okay. Rafe has the old school hidden immunity idol. Rafe uses the old school hidden immunity idol on the first tribal.
All right.
Any votes cast against Rafe will not count. First votes goes to Rafe, does not count. Second vote goes to Rafe, does not count. Third vote goes to Rafe, does not count. Played it correctly.
Yeah.
Fourth vote goes to Rafe, does not count. Fifth vote goes to Jarvis.
No. Why?
And Jarvis is idled out as the first boot of the season.
Why?
Oh, that stings. Imagine being the first boot from an idol.
Ouch. Man, I didn't bring my emotional support stuffies with me. I was like, I'm not gonna need it.
Oh,
no, I need it.
So we started off right away with Jarvis going home. So who voted with Rafe? It was Kathy and Rafe voted together.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. So potential dynamic duo going on there. And then they pull in Colleen. Courtney. Yeah.
Bring in Courtney and then boom.
Yeah.
You got a solid 5.
Exactly. So yeah, there's that. Okay. Still no alliances over here on the old school tribe though.
No.
Um, looks like everything's the same over here. And everything's the same over here.
All right. And
old school wins immunity. They won't be going again.
nice.
And middle school wins immunity.
All right. So new school, you're up.
Yeah.
Well, one of them finding. Oh wait.
Colleen and Courtney have a major fight. And no one finds the new idol. Yeah. But they also form an alliance together. Hey, you know what they say? Keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
I guess, but at the same time, you know, that's not a good loyalty.
It's not. It would have been crazy if this was like an eighth loyalty. If they were like all in on their enemy.
Well,
and we have our middle school idol found by James Clements.
Of course it would be James. Of course it would be James.
Let's just hope he uses this one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he has the idol. Hayden and Natalie have a major fight.
Is that the end of their alliance?
It probably is. We're going to probably see their end. Yep, it dissolved.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that was short and sweet.
They were
episode alliance.
No.
And Ron Clark finds the hidden immunity idol.
Okay.
Interesting. He has that. Baylor and Ty bond strongly.
Ty's social game is on point.
Yeah, he's trying to get in with everyone. But then he leaves this alliance.
Why Ty?
Yeah.
You just
he bonded with Baylor. Maybe this was Baylor. I think this might have been Baylor convincing Ty that that's the wrong group of people he should be with. And I think, she really leaned into Ron Clark wanting to be a villain in Edge of Extinction. And Ty did not want to, be associated with that kind of person.
Fair enough. Maybe Ty was a little jelly that he found the idol.
Yeah. Though there is this alliance now: Karishma, Ryan, and Ty.
It's all our faves from this. All the people we're rooting for is in one alliance.
Yeah. So maybe this is then Ryan. Realizing that he's one of the initial perceived alliance, he's the one that's kind of not there in that alliance, and he's like, hey, I'm going to get Ty instead of Ron, and I'm going to bring in Karishma, someone who I trust more than Michaela.
All right. Travel's going to be interesting, especially
there's a lot going on.
Since Ty left an alliance with someone that has an idol. It's tricky.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough one. I'm going to say it's going to be Michaela.
I'm stumped.
I know. This is a hard one.
I'd say if Ron plays his idol correctly, which I think he might, it might be one of the three. It's hard to say because I don't want to jinx it or doom someone.
Yeah.
I'm going to say I'm going to say Ron.
Ron, okay. Yeah, you think he's not going to use his idol?
Or uses it incorrectly and plays it on Michaela, overthinking.
He does not play it, so it could be him. Right. First vote goes to Michaela. Second vote goes to Ryan. Third vote goes to Ryan. Fourth vote goes to Michaela. Fifth vote goes to Ryan. Sixth vote goes to Michaela. We are tied between Ryan and Michaela.
Well,
are we going to rocks on episode 2?
It's possible. I don't want Ryan to go home.
I'm having trouble seeing Ty or Ryan flip, and I'm having trouble seeing Ron flip. So really, what we're getting is Actually, I mean, yeah. So now it's Michaela, or no, it's
And Ryan.
Karishma. It's Karishma and Baylor, right? They're the ones who are. They could flip. Like I could see them flipping.
I don't see Karishma. Maybe Baylor.
Yeah, Baylor's probably the biggest one there, but she bonded with Ty though, so I guess it depends on who she voted for here. So yeah, this is gonna be a little tricky. Yeah. First vote goes to Ryan. Second vote goes to Michaela. Third vote goes to Michaela. Fourth vote goes to Ryan. We are going to Ross.
Oh no.
Oh my god. I just want to preface this now. We are going to be done with episode 2, and both people will have not been traditionally voted off. They will have been voted off by pure coincidence in the sense. There's not going to be a majority that gets that person off.
So out of these, watch it be Ron.
If it's Ron, he's going to look like such a dummy. Oh, this is actually, I'm really scared.
I'm waiting in anticipation. Scared. This is.
Oh, no!
Oh, shit! Oh! Oh!
Gosh. Ron.
Oh!
He should have played the idol.
I felt that.
That was hard.
Ouch.
Ron.
Oh, damn.
Damn.
I can't.
I was rooting for Ron too. Damn, that's unfortunate.
I can't, man. That is like
with an idol. Rocked out with an idol.
Oh, dude.
This is what almost happened to Tyson in Blood versus Water. He had an idol and didn't play it at the rock draw. He could have gone home there. He could have screwed his entire game by not playing his idol.
Exactly.
Damn. Episode 2 rock draw with someone who has an idol in their pockets. Damn. What a new school game that happened right there.
I know.
Okay, crazy. So Baylor voted for Ryan. Karishma voted for Michaela. Michaela voted for Ryan. Ron voted for Ryan. Ryan voted for Michaela, and Ty voted for Michaela.
All right. So Baylor is on the outs with Michaela.
Yeah. Yeah, Karishma, Ryan, and Ty have the numbers.
Have the majority.
Yeah.
And now there's an idol that's
an idol has now been freed up because of the rock draw, which is great for Ty. I think this is the time where Ty needs to go find that idol.
Exactly.
Okay. So that's the only alliance is the we hate each other alliance between
the frenemies.
Yeah, the frenemies. James has the middle school idol. Everything's the same over there. Ty finds the idol.
He does it.
Oh my gosh! Yes, that is great. He is guaranteed that they have the majority on this tribe. They can go to tribal if they want to, and it doesn't matter.
Tribal for days.
Yeah. Wow. And the middle school wins immunity.
Of course.
I mean, how are they going to lose? Look at this tribe.
Well, I mean, when there's a tribe swap, but like.
Yeah. This is they win 3 hens and a rooster.
All right. Nice.
Okay. And old school wins immunity. They win a dozen eggs. So Ty does not get the chickens. Good job.
No.
Maybe they threw the challenge. Maybe New School purposely threw the challenge because they didn't want to get the hens and threw the rooster.
Yeah, but then again, I don't know. I wouldn't. Immunity though.
Yeah, but they have the numbers. Those
immunity though.
Courtney and you'll find something in common. They played on seasons next to each other.
Yeah.
And a new alliance forms between Colleen, Kathy, and Yule.
All right, so Colleen is playing a very good social game.
Yeah.
She's, has that. The only person that's kind of on the outs on all of this would have to be Rafe. So like he's kind of all alone.
Yeah, I mean, it's because he played the idol too. I think that he's kind of isolated himself from the tribe.
I definitely think that's the case.
Yeah. I think everyone's being like, you should have been the first boot, man. You shouldn't have. When we played, we didn't have idols. You would have been the first boot on our seasons.
Exactly.
Hayden and Natalie find something in common again.
Are they going to form an alliance again?
I don't know, because James and Sabrina bond slightly instead.
All right.
Yeah. No. Yeah, good there. Yeah, no alliances. Ty as the idol. Michaela and Ty have a major fight. Oh, she's upset that that they betrayed her and Ron.
Yeah, I think Michaela's done for.
Yeah, it might be her time. I'm gonna say Michaela.
Yeah, unfortunate, but yeah.
First vote goes to Michaela. Second vote goes to Baylor. Third vote goes to Michaela. And Michaela is voted out in a 4-1 vote.
Bye, Felicia.
Yeah. So yeah, it became between Baylor and Michaela, and they decided to get rid of Michaela.
I mean,
they had the fight, so yeah, it just makes sense. Still not a great place for Baylor. She's definitely the next one to go.
Yeah, but I mean, she's here to fight for another day.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we do have a twist though coming up. We do have the swap. So let's see if it pans out for her. So the new old school tribe is Baylor, Brenda, Natalie, Ty, and Yule.
All right, that's interesting. It can definitely Yule could be the potential swing in this situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It could be the new school versus middle school with Yule being the deciding votes. Yule definitely does have the side for more of the middle school players because he's right on the edge there of old school. He's definitely teetering that old school, middle school line.
Yeah. Then I don't know. Like, there's a few other ways. Like, there could be an all girls alliance that could just mollywop the guys, or
that's true.
Maybe Yule could just be an easy vote. He's like, oh well, he's not on a team. We just have to get through like 1 or 2 tribal councils. Just get Yule.
Yeah, just if they don't go to tribal, maybe after the next 1 or 2, Yule could definitely be that easy kind of like, let's keep these 4 together and make like what actually happens in HHH, where you got kind of like those 2 big tribes kind of just team up together and take out the healers. You definitely see something like that happen. Okay, over on the middle school tribe, we got Courtney Merritt, Hayden Moss, Karishma Patel, Rafe Judkin, and Ryan Ulrich.
All right. Let's see. I mean, Karishma and Ryan are in an alliance. Mm-hmm. Courtney doesn't like Rafe, and Hayden is just like, "What's up, guys?" So I can see this going a couple of ways. It could be a thing, kind of like how I was talking about Yule, Hayden being the odd person out, but maybe Courtney might try and rally the troops to try and get Rafe out.
Yeah. Something I want to now notice that I want to point out is that on each of the tribes before the twist, only one of the people was staying on that tribe. So they're basically now bringing a whole new group of people into their tribe, into their camp.
Yeah, and new school won't though.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because there's only 4, so they're going to a totally new tribe that no one's ever been to that tribe. Yeah.
That's gonna be. They're just gonna be walk up and it's like, oh, so this is the new school beach.
Yeah, no wonder they were doing so bad.
Yeah,
they were so focused on playing the game they weren't.
Shelter just kind of collapses as they walk up.
Yeah, so that's the middle school tribe. I think I like this the shape of this tribe. I like who's on it.
Solid. Yeah.
And then the new school tribe, we got Bob Crowley, Colleen Haskell, James Clements, Kathy Vavrick O'Brien, and Sabrina Thompson. So
interesting.
Middle school having the numbers.
Interesting. I mean, yeah, they haven't lost anyone yet. It's more than likely that we'll probably have at least one person go in that hasn't been to tribal in our pre-merge.
Exactly. Yeah, because we have someone from the middle school on every tribe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see middle school just staying strong and just make it easy.
Yeah. I think this tribe definitely is. They're just going to try to stick together. So it's going to be tough for Kathy and Colleen. They're definitely going to have to hope that James, Bob, and Sabrina really bring their challenge game.
I think they will. They will.
Yeah. And then you just gotta hope that Hayden, Brenda, and Natalie make it through the pre-merge.
It's possible, but we'll see.
Yeah. Brenda finds the hidden immunity idol.
Nice.
She's the old school idol. She's
Middle
probably just
school.
like, why hasn't anyone on this old school? Are they not looking for idols out here?
No.
So and then Brenda and Ty have the idols.
Nice.
And Brenda's does not have Robots there. Ty does not have Karishma or Ryan. Yule does not have Kathy or Colleen. So I mean, I guess Kathy and Colleen are together, so that's good.
Yeah.
Idol is not currently hidden. And everybody thinks it's the same. Karishma and Ryan are together. James has the idol. And
yeah. No new reliances.
Nothing. So old school wins reward. They win peanut butter, jelly, bread, and bags of potato chips.
Nice.
Brenda finds a secret advantage hidden in the potato chips.
Ooh.
This is a vote blocker power. It can be used to block one player from voting at the next tribal council.
Ooh, that's going to be interesting. She has two advantages.
Yeah, she's got the idol and that. Lining herself up to do pretty good. But the middle school wins immunity.
That team, it's just like no matter what.
It's the golden team.
Yeah.
And old school wins immunity. So that means the 3 middle school players are going to tribal council.
It's the new school curse.
Yeah. The new school, it's because they're camp life. I swear it has to be. I think a good camp really helps a tribe stay strong. If
good camp is a happy camp, and a happy camp don't vote people off.
Exactly. So yeah, it's definitely that new school game not coming in as well as it should.
No.
Yule has a major meltdown.
What? I guess because 2 of his friends are going to tribal council, and there's not really much he can do.
Yeah.
Also, he's the only one from the old school on the tribe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true. A new alliance formed between Baylor and Natalie White. Now, this makes sense to me.
Why?
Yeah. I don't know. I can see them really meshing together very well.
I mean, they're both, young women.
Yeah.
I see it too.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the new old school alliance. Hayden and Karishma find something in common.
All right. Yeah. Maybe Hayden loves Applebee's as well, and this hasn't brought it to light. Whoa, tripod's falling.
We get like a 5-minute ad for Applebee's right now, even though it's not, there's no reward or anything going on this season. It's just a blatant Applebee's promo between Hayden and Karishma.
Well, yeah, we'll see.
And Ty leaves this alliance.
But Ty, did you even tell them?
I guess he can't. Karishma and Ryan are on a different tribe.
Exactly. It's like, Ty, don't do that.
He's already flaking on them. Not a good look there. Bob and Kathy find something in common.
Old peeps.
And Colleen and Kathy have a small fight. They trying to turn on each other.
I think it's Colleen's turn.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say I think it's gonna be Colleen too.
Alrighty.
James has the idol. Sabrina has lost her vote at this tribal council.
All right, that's gonna be. I think it's still Colleen.
First vote goes to Bob. Second vote goes to Sabrina. Third vote goes to Bob.
Don't.
And Bob is voted out. Oh.
Bob. Why?
Yikes.
No, not Bob.
That sucks.
Where?
He gets the Allen ball exits.
No.
Yeah.
Damn it.
So Bob voted for Sabrina. Colleen voted for Bob. James voted for Bob. Kathy voted for Bob. Yeah.
Dang.
Wow. Great playing by Colleen and Kathy.
Shucks.
They look like they're against each other, but actually they get the other middle school players to flip on Bob.
It was all a ruse.
Yeah, that's crazy. Damn. Hopefully the new school tribe can get their act together.
We'll see.
Okay. No idol. No idols. Okay, middle school wins rewards. They win iced coffee, pastries, and coffee and tea brewing supplies. I mean, they're just so like they're not hungry out there. Like they're just not. So they can
Ryan actually put on weight, you know.
Yeah,
just being on this drive.
He's got like a little belly going on now.
Yep.
And old school wins rewards. They win iced coffee.
Always nice.
So new school tribe still having trouble. Except for they win immunity.
Okay. And does middle school win the immunity as well?
Middle school wins immunity.
Hayden on the way for not having to go to the pre-merge tribal council. Nice.
He's coasted by the first 5 episodes, man, by just winning challenges.
Yeah.
So Brenda has the old school hidden immunity idol. So we got 2 idols going into this tribal. Yule has a second major meltdown.
Yule! No!
I think it's going to be Yule. I'm going to be honest. Yule is impressing the rest of the team with his meltdowns.
Maybe he's just like, wrecking so much stuff. I think like, because Yule is pretty calm, collective guy. And now that he's like going loose, like they were like, well, damn, I didn't know they had it in him, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that makes it so complicated. Are people going to weigh in the meltdown, or are they going to weigh in that he's impressing them?
I don't know. Maybe both.
Rafe and Ryan have a small fight.
Over what? You guys are good. You're golden. No need to fight.
Yeah. I guess Rafe is saying that he's probably I could see Rafe trying to really lean in a little bit to how new school players play is too all over the place, and trying to say that Ryan's the embodiment of that. Even though Rafe also is, he's a new school player in an old school season, if you really think about it.
Low key, yeah.
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 Has a lasting impact. Karishma and Ryan dissolved their alliance.
What's Ryan doing over there?
Ryan's not having a good time. If they go to tribal, he might be on the block.
Maybe. I don't know. That's the tribe that has never gone to tribal. I don't think they're gonna go.
True. So here's the idol. Oh, Kathy leaves this alliance.
This is very, very interesting.
Everyone's leaving alliances.
I know.
No one wants to be in an alliance for more than like 2 votes. Okay.
All right.
I'm going to say it's Yule. I think it's Yule here.
He's put too much of a target on his back.
Yeah.
And with 2 idols out there, him not being in any sort of alliance,
Yeah, he just seems like he's the easy votes for
Yeah.
especially like because Ty and Brenda have idols and they're on opposite ends. Like they want to try to get another vote without having to use their idol. They don't want to both waste their idol here, hoping that they get it right.
Yeah.
Ty uses the new school hidden immunity idol.
He'll get another one in like 5 seconds.
He will. First vote goes to Ty, does not count. Second vote goes to Ty, does not count. Third vote goes to Ty, does not count. Say it correctly.
No!
Natalie White!
No!
Natalie White is voted out. Oh, this one's being very brutal to you. I have to say, this one is being very brutal to you.
It's just, you lost like one person so far.
Yeah. Have I even lost one person?
You've lost Ron.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I lost Ron.
And you were just kind of like, about it. I mean, the way he went out was kind of like so fucked.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah, that's tough. So Ty and Yul were the ones who voted against Natalie. So Baylor actually voted against Ty.
Huh,
interesting. So yeah, that's that. So Natalie White's voted off.
Damn.
Okay. Brenda has the idol here. There. We've had a lot of people getting voted out so far with advantages with idol. I feel like there's been a lot of crazy stuff in just the first 5 episodes of the season.
Yeah, this is
the new school season through and through.
Oh, definitely.
Everything's the same over here. Colleen's all by your lonesome. Middle school wins reward. They win 10 pizzas and soft drinks.
That's like 2 pizzas for each of them. What the fuck?
Yeah. Old school wins reward. They win 1 pizza to share amongst themselves.
All right.
So new school still having a little trouble there. But they do win immunity.
All right. And then can middle school do it?
They don't. No. Old school wins immunity.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah. So I think this is like day 15 or 16, and finally Hayden has to go to tribal.
I think it's Hayden's turn, just purely because he avoided this long, and then
Brenda has the old school idol. Hayden and Ryan find something in common. I don't think it's going to be Hayden.
I think it might be still.
Hayden and Ryan bond strongly.
Wow. Do they form an alliance too?
Nope. Sabrina finds the hidden immunity idol.
All right.
That's good. So Sabrina and James have the idol. Kathy and Sabrina bond slightly.
Okay.
Look at Sabrina. Coming through here. Yeah.
Doing some stuff.
And a new alliance formed between James and Sabrina.
Oh, and they both have idols. Very interesting.
Yeah, this is a strong alliance.
Let's hope it can maintain for a while.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, well, I saw who the first vote is.
It's all good.
I actually don't think that's the right one. I think that's the decoy votes.
I still think it's Hayden.
I don't know. I don't think it's Hayden or Ryan. I don't know. I don't want to say it's Karishma, but I also could see it leaning towards Karishma.
I mean, Courtney's been silent this entire time. Well, I mean, she had like one thing with Kathy a while ago.
Yeah. Yeah. I could see it being either Karishma or Courtney. That's who I think it would be. Okay. So as you guys saw, the first vote is Ryan. Second vote goes to Ryan. Third vote goes to Courtney. Fourth vote goes to Courtney. One vote left.
And who is it?
Courtney Merritt goes home.
I mean, out of the two, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, of course you're gonna root for Ryan.
Well, I mean, Ryan didn't make the merge last time. He just missed it. Now he's there.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
remember the next the next one is still not the jury. It's they're gonna make the merge, but they're not.
At least he will make the merge.
Yeah. So Courtney and Ray voted for Ryan. Hayden, Karishma, and Ryan. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So yeah, that's. Okay. So here we go into the merge. This is our grouping for everyone who makes the merge this season.
All right. So we have so many colors.
Yeah.
So we got 4 new school players. We have 4 old school players. No, wait, 5 old school. No, 4. Yeah, it looks like we have a 4-4-4. Yeah.
Oh, weird. How that worked out. Well, so this is truly an all-school tribe then. We got a little bit of everyone, like it's distribution.
Nice. All right, so I'd say out of all of them, I think Ty, Sabrina, and Rafe are playing the best games. And yeah, funny enough, they're from different schools.
Yeah, exactly. So they're definitely kind of leading their own school in terms of it.
Definitely.
You know, if I would say Hayden, if actually his tribe won that last immunity, the fact if he could have been on all just made it to the merge without stealing it, I would say he's playing a really strong game. But yeah, I definitely like Rafe. I mean, he was supposed to be the first boots of the season. And he idols keeps himself around. So already the idol is showing dividends.
Oh, most definitely.
Because he hasn't gone to tribal besides that one time.
No, he was just at tribal.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Cool. James finds the vote sacrifice. This is an extra vote power that can be used at one tribal council up until the final 6. In order to unlock this, he must sacrifice his vote at the next tribal council.
I mean, might as well.
Yeah, exactly. Though it is the merge is kind of scary.
It is, but at the same time, it's all about numbers and
Yeah, he does have an idol, I guess. James has to sacrifice his vote to unlock extra votes. Sabrina has the new school idol. And then here are our only alliances in the game is between Colleen and Yule and James and Sabrina.
Wow.
Yeah.
You think there would be more?
Yay! Ryan wins immunity. He is going to at least make the jury phase.
Good job, Ryan. From one Ryan to another.
He has done what he set out to do and make the merge and make the jury.
Nice.
Okay. All that's still there. Hayden has a major meltdown.
He's not used to, being vulnerable, and so it's too much.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, is this what you guys have been doing this entire time? Oh, sucks.
Freaking stressful.
Yeah. Baylor is impressing the rest of the team.
Look, I'm doing good without my mom.
And Yule leaves the alliance with Colleen.
Okay. All right. Is he joining another alliance?
He joins a new one with Brenda and Hayden.
All right. Interesting.
Joining 2 middle schoolers.
It's not a strong alliance yet. I think it's maybe it's just for the vote.
Yeah, it might be a 1 vote kind of thing.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna say it might be Colleen's turn.
You think it's Colleen?
Because she's been in quite a few alliances, and not all of them have really panned out.
Yeah. So I know that we just saw Yule join a new alliance, but I kind of am wondering if that's going to be the minority alliance. If that's it, like they think that they're going to have the numbers, but actually he's kind of setting in motion of the turn of events for him to get voted out.
I think maybe more so that was more of a voting block that happened,
Mm-hmm.
and that Hayden and Brenda are kind of like gateways to like something a bigger voting block.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm going to stick with Yule. I think Yule might be the person who just missed out on the jury phase.
No.
Yeah. So James has the idol. Brenda has the idol. Sabrina has the idol.
Does he sacrifice?
James has to sacrifice his vote to unlock an extra vote. Ryan has the immunity necklace. James sacrifices his vote, so he will not vote.
Good.
Brenda uses the old school hidden immunity idol on Hayden. Hayden is just not having to be vulnerable.
Yeah. Just he loves immunity.
First vote goes to Hayden. Does not count. Second vote goes to Hayden. Does not count. Third vote goes to Hayden. Does not count. Fourth vote goes to Hayden. Does not count. Fifth vote goes to Hayden. Does not count. Sixth vote goes to Hayden. Does not count. Seventh vote goes to Sabrina.
Don't let it be her.
He has an idol.
Rats.
Eighth vote goes to Sabrina. Sabrina is voted out.
Rats.
An idol. She's idled out with an idol in her own pockets.
Fudge
just missing out on the jury phase.
I mean, it's almost common sense when there's an idol played on someone that's the target, that you should always play more often than not, you should usually play your idol on yourself.
Yeah. If you see the person you voted for played the idol, why leave it to chance?
Yeah.
So Baylor, Colleen, Karishma, Rafe, Sabrina, and Ty voted for Hayden, and Brenda, Hayden, Kathy, Ryan, and Yule voted for Sabrina.
All right. So, and let's see. So Hayden is still the target. It's just that that also depends on whether or not James comes back to that like voting block.
Yeah. It's hard to say because his biggest alliance in the game was Sabrina, so he just lost his votes on, and then Sabrina goes home.
I think it's only natural that he probably would have voted with Sabrina as well and wouldn't vote against. So Brenda, Ryan, Kathy, and Yule and Hayden are still on the bottom, supposedly.
Yeah, just giving them guaranteed jury phase. That was really what that idol was kind of for.
Yeah.
So James has the idol and the extra votes, and this is the only alliance in the game right now: Brenda, Hayden, and Yule.
All right.
Group number 1 consists of Baylor, Brenda, Hayden, Karishma, and Ryan. And group number 2 is Colleen, James, Rafe, Ty, and Yule. Kathy does not participate, but automatically wins rewards.
Good for Kathy.
Good for Kathy. Group number 1 wins rewards.
Yay.
Yeah, look at that.
Way to go, Ryan.
They win a spaghetti dinner on a private island.
Ooh, the famous spaghetti dinner.
Yeah. But I guess we don't show anything else of it. So Brenda wins immunity.
All right. She definitely needs it.
Yeah, definitely. So James got the idol, extra votes. Colleen now has a major meltdown. Could this be Colleen's time?
Why, Colleen? You shouldn't be.
Yule is impressing the rest of the team.
He's impressing the rest of the team by not having major meltdown.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, hey, that used to be me. I've grown.
Character development.
Yeah. Kathy and Ty have a minor disagreements.
That she shouldn't have had free spaghetti.
Yeah. And now Brenda, Hayden, Yule dissolves. There's no alliance going into this next tribal.
Oh dear.
Okay, so we know Brenda can't go home. She won immunity.
It could be a thing. I don't know. Maybe it'd be smart for Brenda to betray Hayden just so, she can gain favor with the majority. Because naturally, I feel, physical threat aside, this would, in a returnee season, Hayden would probably get targeted here.
Yeah. I mean, you let someone like Hayden get to the merge, that's usually kind of where they would go off, is that like first 2 or 3 people in.
Yeah, big social threat, big, physical threat. And I think, he's good at like challenges. So
yeah, so it could be Hayden. He did get the votes. You got to imagine that James is going to side back with that group, so they're going to have 6 votes again.
Probably.
This is a little interesting here. James has the middle school hidden immunity idol, extra votes. Brenda has the immunity necklace. Okay. No one stands, no one plays in the idols. First vote goes to Colleen. Second vote goes to Ryan. Third vote goes to Colleen. Fourth vote goes to Ryan. Fifth vote goes to Ryan.
Not Ryan.
Sixth vote goes to Ryan. Seventh vote goes to Colleen. Eighth vote goes to Colleen.
Okay.
Ninth vote goes to Ryan. And Ryan is voted out. He is the first jury member.
At least he has that.
Yeah, he gets the vote at the end. Baylor voted for Ryan. Brenda voted for Ryan. Colleen voted for Ryan. Hayden voted for Colleen. James voted for Ryan. Karishma voted for Ryan. Kathy voted for Colleen. Rafe voted for Colleen. Ryan voted for Colleen. Ty voted for Ryan. Will voted for Ryan. Well, it looks like someone from that minority flipped over.
Brenda led that alliance.
Yeah, she did what you were saying, right? You were saying that she needs to throw someone under the bus. You were saying Hayden, but instead they threw Ryan under the bus.
Yeah, I was only half right.
Yeah.
But I think that we'll see how that works out for Brenda in the long run.
Yeah. So now that means Hayden, Kathy, and Rafe are on the outs here.
Yep.
Now, are we going to see a Begongi, or are they going to be able to flip the tables on this alliance?
I think they have a good possibility to flip. I mean, we're talking about Hayden, very persuasive person.
Yeah. Rafe is also a great social player.
Yeah, and Kathy.
Same with Kathy. Yeah, I think that they can do it. So let's see. James has the idol. James has the extra votes, and there are no alliances.
All right.
Group number 1 consists of Colleen, Karishma, Kathy, Rafe, and Ty. And the second group consists of Baylor, Brenda, Hayden, James, and Yule.
I'm gonna go with group 1.
I'm going with 2. I think 2's got this. Oh no, group number 1 wins. Colleen, Karishma, Kathy, Rafe, and Ty.
Nice.
They win a dozen pizzas to be enjoyed at camp. So what's pizzas?
I know. I forgot who, but there was a YouTuber that recently rated Survivor's pizzas, and I
saw that too.
Of all things.
Oh, Karishma wins immunity. Yes.
Good job.
And Squatty Probst.
That's
Ty finds the hidden immunity idol.
All right, let's go, Ty.
Doing what Ty does best. Okay. And Rafe has a major meltdown.
Could be him.
We got a new alliance, though, between Brenda, Colleen, and Yule.
How long, though? How long?
Not long. Definitely a vote. Definitely 1 vote.
I'm gonna say Rafe.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it might be Rafe's time. Ty uses the all-school hidden immunity idol on himself. Any votes cast against Ty will not count.
Ty is just one of those people where he probably spends his paycheck as soon as he gets it, because this is twice now. He just gets the idol, and then it's like, I'm gonna play it.
Yeah, it's gonna be great if it's right though.
Yeah.
First vote goes to Kathy, so he put it wrong. Damn. Second vote goes to Hayden. Third vote goes to Brenda.
No.
Fourth vote goes to Brenda.
No.
Fifth vote goes to Brenda. Sixth vote goes to Hayden. Seventh vote goes to Kathy. Eighth vote goes to Kathy. Ninth vote goes to Kathy. 10th vote goes to Brenda. We are tied between Brenda and Kathy.
All right, this might be interesting depending, because there are 2 votes on Hayden.
Yeah. So if they split votes, we could still have a rock draw.
Potentially. It also, whenever it comes to a 3-person thing, so it's also a thing with whether or not Brenda and Kathy, if either one of them voted for Hayden. Let's say hypothetically it was Brenda who voted for Hayden, then that's just like one vote that's like no longer in the whole mix, and it's only really, so it's going to be challenging because
so if they're both kind of in this majority of where they were in the right side, then we can still have a tie. But if not,
we saw that a lot in Fantasy Island, how that can really turn a vote.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it turns this vote.
First vote goes to Brenda. Second vote goes to Kathy. Third vote goes to Kathy. Fourth vote goes to Brenda. Fifth vote goes to Kathy. Sixth vote goes to Brenda. Seventh vote goes to Kathy.
Is it?
Eighth vote goes to Brenda. We have rocks.
Why? Guys, no. Okay,
this is our second rocks this season.
So that means Ty was actually right all along to play his idol.
Yeah, he guaranteed himself not to have to deal with this shenanigans.
It's not Brenda.
He saw what happened to Ron, and he's like, I'm not doing that.
It's not Karishma either. Oh, could it be James this time? Because he still has his idol.
If it happens to James, that's just going to be brutal.
We're going to break the internet if that happens.
The internet is going to just go into shambles. Baylor, the game has spoken.
Okay.
Yeah. Still.
It's still a shitty way to go, but.
Yeah. So Baylor was one of the people who voted for Hayden and then switched to Brenda. So who was the other person who? It was James. So it was Baylor and James who switched, who were the deciding votes there.
So Baylor, for choosing the wrong person, got herself eliminated.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's going to come back to bite her. That was...
Well, I mean, yeah. Rough shot out. Definitely did not play that right, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's... Damn.
All right.
So
we are at the halfway mark now.
Yeah.
And we have 2 new schoolers. We have 3 middle schoolers. And we have 4 old schoolers.
Yeah, old schoolers playing way better than the other schools.
It's it's revenge of it's the revenge of winners at war.
Yeah. Definitely. So yeah. James still has all of his stuff. He's holding onto them solemnly. Kathy wins reward and shares it with Rafe, James, and Yule. They went in. So this is the aerial tour of the Sacred Islands, the feast of cheeseburgers, French fries, beer, and letters from home.
That's nice. It's very nice.
Yeah, that's a good one. And Karishma wins another immunity.
Karishma is putting in the work.
Yeah.
Doing what Lines wise, she hasn't really done much except for a little in the pre-merge, but I think she's really coming into her own now.
Yeah, true. Rafe has a major meltdown.
Again, bro? Come on.
Not having a good time out there. Kathy and Rafe have a small fight.
Kathy is like, chill, dude. And he's like, don't tell me to chill.
And Yul leaves this alliance.
Gosh. So many people are in this alliances. Like,
it's new school, man. It's how you play New School Survivor. Even though there's only 2 new schoolers left, they're still trying to play a new school game.
Yeah. All right. Out of these, I don't want to say Yul.
But you're going to? Because I'm going to say Yul.
It's either Yul or Hayden's been getting a lot of heat as well.
But also, is it enough heat that you bring him to the end because you don't think he's going to get votes?
Maybe. I'm going to say either Yul or Hayden.
Okay. James has the idol and the extra votes. Christian has the necklace. James uses the middle school hidden immunity idol on Brenda.
Okay.
Keeping Brenda in the game. Is
it right? Is it right?
First vote goes to Brenda, does not count. Second vote goes to Brenda, does not count. Third vote goes to Brenda, does not count. Fourth vote goes to Brenda, does not count. Fifth vote goes to Brenda, does not count. So it's right. Sixth vote goes to tie.
I don't want to be tied.
Seventh vote goes to Yul.
Oh, fuck.
Eighth vote goes to Yul.
Don't let it be. Is it Yul?
Yul goes home. Oh. By an idol. He gets idled out.
That is unfortunate indeed.
Yeah. So who voted? So James voted for tie. So he was hoping that there was just so many votes on Brenda that maybe that could proceed. Or if Yul has another idol, then that means that they don't have to then go into a tiebreaker or something.
Tiebreaker.
Yeah. So yeah. Hayden, Karishma, Kathy, Rafe, and Yul voted for Brenda. Brenda, Colleen, and Ty voted for Yul. And James voted for Ty.
All right. That's how Yul goes, unfortunately.
Yeah. He made it farther than he's ever made it.
Still.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have left the alliance.
He left like a lot of alliances. Him and Ty have left a lot of alliances.
When you burn all your bridges, you have nowhere to go.
Exactly.
Remember, actually.
Oh my gosh. Rafe finds the hidden immunity idol.
All right, sweet.
James has the extra vote power. So Brenda and Colleen are the only alliance in the game now. They actually went up now that Yul stopped there.
Yul was bringing it down.
Yeah. Group number 1 consists of Colleen, Hayden, James, and Rafe. Group number 2 is Brenda, Karishma, Kathy, and Ty. And group number 2 wins. They win a trip to a survivor spa with a feast.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, good for them. Good for them.
Get a day of pamper.
Kathy wins immunity.
Okay.
Good for Kathy.
Yeah.
Colleen and Rafe have a minor disagreements. Has a lasting impact. And Colleen leaves the alliance of Brenda.
Is she leaving it for
form
something?
A new alliance with
so
Brenda.
An anti. This is straight up an anti one person. Who's out of the loop? Karishma, bro. They made a anti Karishma militia.
They are in it for one purpose and one purpose only: to get rid of Karishma.
Anti-Karishma militia.
Oh, okay.
That is not good for Karishma.
Everyone but Karishma is in this alliance.
Well,
but Karishma has her own alliance, the anti-Karishma militia.
I think this is purely jury management for Brenda and Kathy.
Yeah, probably. This is them trying to make it if they get to the end, they get Karishma's vote.
Yeah.
So
it's got to be Karishma.
Now, how crazy would it be if it's not Karishma?
It would be ridiculous.
Okay. James has extra votes. Come on, Ray. Play the idol on Karishma. No one stands down. First vote goes to Karishma.
Okay.
Second vote goes to Rafe.
It's got to be Karishma.
Third vote goes to Karishma. Fourth vote goes to Rafe.
All right.
Fifth vote goes to Rafe.
Hold up.
Sixth vote goes to Karishma. Seventh vote goes to Karishma. One vote left. And Karishma is voted off. They saw her win 2 immunities in a row and said, this can't happen.
Yeah, I don't blame them. It makes sense, but I think, except Colleen voted. Oh, wait, no, she wasn't in that alliance.
Yeah.
So I think it was...
Brenda and Kathy just simply wasted their votes, knowing it's going to be wrong, just to try to make Karishma feel like it wasn't as mean to have everyone just gang up on her.
Yeah. Okay, so the anti-Karishma militia is, all together.
Yeah,
are they all going to turn?
Oh, they have to. Who else are they going to target? Karishma's going to come back into the game and
they're like, surprise, Karishma returns. Vote her off again.
James has extra vote power. Rafe has the Oscar hidden immunity idol. So I mean, Brenda though and Kathy though are still able to kind of be in this alliance, so it kind of works out.
Yeah.
Colleen wins reward and shares it with Ty, Hayden, and James. They win a Survivor barbecue with their loved one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And Colleen wins immunity.
I think Colleen's late game. She's really she's like, all right, now it's my time to shine.
Yeah. She's trying to do a Natalie Anderson, really come in at the end game and play a really strong game. So yeah, that's that. Brenda and James have a minor disagreement. And Colleen and Ty have a major fight.
Uh-oh.
Nothing good there. Hayden and Kathy bond strongly.
At least we get a little love.
And Rafe leaves. So now we got an anti-Rafe militia.
But Rafe has the idol, so I don't see that working.
He's not going home next. He's gonna kick someone out of this alliance. And
I feel
random. It's gonna be random.
I feel that Brenda and Ty are playing pretty decent games. Hayden as well. James is also. Everyone I think is playing a good game. Now that I'm saying it aloud.
Yeah.
So
I don't think there's a weak link.
No.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a crazy new school kind of season. Like, there's just been idol galore after idol for 2 purple rock draws.
I can't get over Ron.
Yeah. Yeah, this has been a crazy one. So Rafe's gonna play his idol, so it's gonna be one of these others. I mean, unless they really make him not think that they're turning against him.
It's too risky.
Yeah, James has the extra votes. Rafe has the idol. Holly has the necklace. Rafe uses his idol, so he will be safe.
Understandable.
First vote goes to Rafe, does not count. Second vote goes to Rafe, does not count. Third vote goes to Rafe, does not count. Fourth vote goes to Rafe, does not count. Sixth vote goes to Rafe, does not count, so he has got the only votes. 7 vote goes to Rafe, does not count. Oh, yeah, there's 8. Brenda is voted out.
She was playing too good of a game.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Damn. Look at that. Damn.
So just this short.
Yeah, I think it was just really Rafe just chose her because he thought that she could win in the final jury against him.
Yeah.
Now there's one more episode for the finale. Yeah. So Rafe still has to survive this if he wants to make it to the finale because
is Rafe going to be the Ben?
Yeah, can he bend Reaper get himself to the end?
It could be.
James has extra vote power. So that's still the alliance there. Pair number 1 consists of James and Ty. Pair number 2 is Hayden and Kathy. And pair number 3 is Colleen and Rafe. And Hayden and Kathy win rewards. Nice. And they share it with Ty. They win an overnight stay at a private island with a feast.
All right.
Nice.
Ty's been winning a lot of rewards.
Yeah, he's been eating.
Definitely.
James wins immunity. His first immunity he's ever won. So he is safe. And look who finds the hidden immunity idol, Rafe Judkin.
He is the Ben of this season. That's not, I mean, gets you $1 million, but you become a controversial winner this way.
Yeah. He has the extra vote power. This is the last round he uses, so he has to use it. Colleen and Kathy have minor disagreements.
All right.
And a new alliance formed between Colleen and Hayden.
Okay.
Okay, so here we are, final 6. Rafe's definitely going to use his idol again.
I don't want to say Ty, but he's the only new schooler left. And it seems like there are a lot of, James has a necklace, Rafe has a necklace. Colleen, Hayden, and Kathy are very, very social. It just does not look good for him.
Yeah. I actually kind of think it might be Hayden. I think Rafe doesn't want to sit at the end with Hayden. I think Hayden has also played kind of very, like he's been kind of getting a lot of the spotlights in a lot of these situations, especially in the merge portion of the game. I think that, he could definitely have a strong case to try to get rid of him, especially if he wants to maybe win an immunity next. Hayden might be someone that might stop him from winning an immunity.
I can see that.
James has the extra vote power. Rafe has the idol. James has the immunity necklace, and James uses the extra vote power, so he will be able to vote again. Probably won't matter. He just kind of has to use it. Rafe uses the all school hidden immunity idol.
Let's see.
First vote goes to Rafe, does not count. Second vote goes to Rafe, does not count. Third vote goes to Rafe, does not count. Fourth vote goes to Rafe, does not count. Fifth vote goes to Rafe, does not count. Last vote. Oh, one more.
Yeah,
Rafe,
because he uses
the extra votes. Yeah, Rafe does not.
I get it, but at the same time,
right? Wouldn't you use this extra vote on someone else?
Honestly,
wouldn't you
actually? Put it on... There would be merit to that because if he did find another idol, which he did, and let's say he didn't want himself to be voted out, having an extra vote on someone else makes sure like if there is a vote on you, you're good.
Yeah,
or at least you're good for at least the revote, where you get a shot of not getting voted out.
Exactly. And this would be kind of like the Devin Pinto, where he kind of threw a vote on Mike, Dr. Mike, in the season, just to make sure that if Ben plays this idol that he might have, that someone else is also going to get kind of put in on the spot. So I think that's what James should have done. He did not. He decided to keep it on Rafe. And Colleen.
Ooh. Dang.
Ooh.
Alas.
Okay, well. Is that the person you needed to get rid of, though, to break this alliance?
I feel all right, Rafe. So this is our, finalists.
Yeah.
I feel Colleen was playing a really good game. All of them are, but like I can see why Colleen. I'd say out of these five, so we have two old schoolers, two middle schoolers, and one new schooler.
Mm-hmm.
We have two people that I brought, three people you brought. Rafe is he is pretty much the idol king right now.
Yeah.
I mean, very back in episode 1, he found the idol. So
he was supposed to be a first boots, but he found an idol and plays this. So like just imagine how much he's made it. He made it from the first boots to being a finalist.
Yeah.
And he's been doing that by just pure, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to find idols. I'm going to do what I have to keep myself in this game.
Definitely.
I mean, I think he's playing a great game.
He definitely
is. It a controversial game? Yes, I could see. He's gotten so many votes so far. But I do think that he's playing a very, very strong game.
I agree. I'd say other than that, I feel Ty's playing a lesser version of Rafe's game in the sense of like also finding idols. Yeah. But Ty is very, very social.
Yeah.
So he might have that one leg up over Rafe.
Yeah, he's been a little more in on the talks with everyone, whereas Rafe has kind of decided that he's going to go on his own. He's carving his own way. Ty is trying to still work with other people.
Yeah.
So the idol is currently hidden.
Anti-Rafe militia.
Yes. Hayden wins immunity. This is what I was saying. He should have got rid of Hayden. I think that Rafe needed to win an immunity. He also wins a feast of comfort food at camp, and he shares it with Kathy and Ty. They win a feast of comfort food at camp.
Nice.
And then, no idol is found. Not good for Rafe. Rafe is gone here. He needed the production to put one under the log like they did with Ben, or what's rumored to happen with Ben. Hayden and James bond strongly.
Oh wait, does this break up?
Ty leaves this alliance.
What?
And Rafe and Kathy form an alliance.
Rafe, you brilliant genius. You genius. Okay. So it's either, I think it's James.
It's James or Hayden. Yeah, Hayden had immunity, so it's got to be James. It's got to be James, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Did Rafe really just do this?
I think so.
First vote goes to Rafe. Second vote goes to James. Third vote goes to Rafe. Fourth vote goes to James. Last votes. Rafe. Oh. What? Did Ty not vote with Rafe?
I guess not.
Yeah, Ty didn't vote. He kept with his alliance. I think that's going to cost him. I think that's going to cost him right here.
Ooh. That's a little unfortunate.
Yeah. I really don't like this from Ty. I really think that he should have been with Rafe and Kathy. I think trying to get those three into the final three. Now obviously there's surprise fire making coming up here, so Ty can still win his way in, but I don't know. I don't know if that was the right move.
It's hard to say.
But at the same time, Rafe was just playing such a great game.
Exactly. He just needed that idol and just couldn't.
Yeah. So Hayden, James, and Kathy now have kind of the control. And Kathy wins immunity.
Okay.
Now the question is, who is she bringing to the end?
Well, we have nothing.
Occurred. Yeah.
It might be. Oh, it says.
Yeah, she's granting safety to Hayden. So it's James and Ty going up into fire.
I want Ty to win this, you know?
Yeah. It's gonna be a tough one. James wins. Ty is eliminated at fire. Getting that 4th place finish again.
Okay.
Well, here we have Hayden, James, and Kathy as our final 3. Who do you think is the winner of the season?
It's tricky because I feel like the 2 front runners were just eliminated.
Yeah, I think
Hayden
so too.
played a solid game.
Yeah.
James, you know, I feel Hayden is the front runner. I feel James definitely played a respectable game. Same as Kathy. I
think James is definitely going to get Brenda's vote, by the way, because he plays an idol on her to keep her in the game a few extra times. So I actually think he's got her vote at least.
James really didn't have any votes against him.
Yeah.
Throughout this.
Yeah.
So I'm
in fact,
saying
did he used both of his idols right on other people? Like he's been much more
generous.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say Hayden, then Kathy, then James. But James is still.
I think all 3 of them are getting votes.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna get someone just getting no respect here. Yes, let's see. First vote goes to Hayden.
All right.
Second vote goes to James. Third vote goes to Kathy.
You were right.
4th vote goes to Hayden. 5th vote goes to Kathy. 6th vote goes to James.
Okay.
7th vote goes to Kathy. 8th vote and final vote goes to James. We are tied between James and Kathy.
And now Hayden has to be the tiebreaker. Ooh.
Yeah, he's the tiebreaker, and he had 2 votes for him too.
Dang.
Okay.
I'm still gonna choose Kathy.
Yeah. I actually think Kathy's gonna win this. I think Hayden is gonna choose Kathy over James. Hayden votes for Kathy. Kathy wins in a technically 4-3-2 votes.
All right, nice. A little surprised, to BH. I mean, like, out of the mix, I didn't think she would. I didn't really think she would win. I'm glad I brought her. I enjoyed her in Marquesas, but but she did win a few immunities, and she chose the right person. Which I think really helped her in the long run because I brought you. I gave you a shot to win.
She this kind of reminded me of the Tina Weston win back in season 2. Very kind of like under the radar. You kind of don't realize her until kind of you're in the end game of the season, and she kind of starts to you start realizing, oh wait a second, everyone on the tribe likes her, but you don't realize that until like you're at the end.
Well, congratulations, Kathy.
Yeah. Let's see who voted for who. Baylor voted for Kathy. Brenda voted for James. Colleen voted for Hayden. Karishma voted for Kathy. Rafe voted for Kathy. Ryan voted for Hayden. Ty voted for James. Yule voted for James.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, Kathy getting in with Karishma and Rafe, honestly, like that's what she was doing. She was really doing jury management. She knew someone was about to go home. I'm going to now make it seem like I'm with them, even if I might not actually be with them, just to try to get some sway so that they don't hate me when they leave.
Very, very smart plays.
Yeah.
All right.
Karishma wins the fan favorite award.
Of course.
She deserves it. Okay. So here is our final, our placements.
Still Ron. Just
Now, let's look at this. I think there were more people who got voted out in a non-traditional way than there were people who got voted out in a straight up votes.
I might have to take your word for that. I think so.
So let's look here. We got Jarvis, who got idled out. Ron, who got rock drawed out. Natalie, who gets idled out. Sabrina, who gets idled out. Baylor, who gets rock drawed out. Yul Kwan, who gets idled out. Brenda, who gets idled out. And Colleen, who gets idled out. So that's 8 people. 8. Oh, and then Ty, if you want to count last minute fire making, like surprise fire making. So that's 9.
So that's like more than that. Even without that, that's more than half of the votes.
Yeah, exactly.
So, wow. Huh. I'm interested to see how many idols were found.
Ray found 3, James found 2, Ty found 2, Brenda found 1, Ron found 1, and Sabrina found 1.
And Rafe receiving 22.
22 votes. I'm just calling it now. Rafe is coming back.
Deservingly so.
Yeah. he played hard. He really should. He could have been an episode 1 Boots, and he makes it to the final. It's like, and plays a bunch of idols. Like he plays all 3 of the idols correctly.
Very respectable. It was a great addition to our Brant Steelverse.
Yeah, definitely. Happy with 6 challenge wins.
Yeah. She was definitely a sleeper.
Yeah. No one was expecting her, but she was secretly playing a very good game out there.
I just see Ron's with 0 votes.
Yeah, look at that, with an idol. Oh, that is unfortunate.
Very much so.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's going to do it for our old school versus middle school versus new school season. I think it was a very action-packed season.
Oh, yeah. There was a lot going on, a lot to root for. And, I definitely felt the feels, throughout this.
Yeah.
Solid season. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah. We're going to catch you guys in the next one.
Peace out.